it really throws you off.
Porter takes it himself, scores.
Now here's where things get even a little more interesting. Shams over at The Athletic, who's been on fire, by the way, this week, is reporting that the Houston Rockets are working on a trade for KPJ in wake of his felony assault charges and strangulation charges with his girlfriend. Houston has reportedly contacted multiple teams, according to Shams, offering draft compensation as a sweetener for taking on KPJ's contract and sending back a player who can help the Rockets win in 2023 and 24. Just for clarity, I went through, and shout out to one of the supporters of my platform that, brought up KPJ's contract, and I just want to reiterate this. Porter Jr. only has one guaranteed year left of salary. It's 15.9 this year, fully guaranteed. The other three remaining years on KPJ's contract can pretty much be voidable. I think there's a few $1 million of guaranteed money, but just to put in perspective, not justifying anybody putting their hands on anybody, but the person that for damn sure shouldn't be doing it is the guy that's on a non-guaranteed deal. At least about 75% of that contract is not guaranteed, which is KPJ's scenario. I don't know who the Houston Rockets thinks gonna pick up KPJ just because he's got a non-guaranteed deal with the allegations surrounding him. But I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, it seems like Houston is tone deaf, even trying to trade this man the same week that he's got this going on. What the hell y'all think? Y'all think y'all just gonna hand him off to somebody else and now put that on their top? Why would somebody trade for KPJ right now? Like, this ain't an all-star level guy. If we were gonna be honest, Miles Bridges, who's not an all-star, but is a much better player in the league and much more respected around the league to me in basketball spaces for what he brings to the table versus what KPJ is. And KPJ can score, but he doesn't really mean nothing to winning. Miles Bridges was actually helping the Hornets win games a year ago, right? Miles Bridges didn't play at all last year. And his situation was a little different in Charlotte, but the point still remains. If anything, I could have seen Charlotte trading Miles, like signing and trading Miles, versus KPJ, who we have no history of saying that he brings anything remotely to winning to the table, and he seems problematic. There was a reason why Cleveland gave up on KPJ. They knew how talented he was. It's everything up here with him. And if this dude can't understand the moment of not being on a guaranteed contract overall and knowing that them $82 million ain't coming his way because somebody's going to let him go, whether it be Houston or if Houston is able to pull off the trade of the century, this dude, the other team's probably just going to use him as a guy to get a draft pick out of. Like, that's stupid. And that's on KPJ not understanding the moment. And if we're being honest, I don't know how this ends well for him. I don't know how Houston thinks they're going to get up off that contract. And if he, by the way, if he's already being traded right now, whatever sweat equity KPJ built up with Ime Udoka and that Rocket staff, it wasn't enough to get through some more assault allegations. So we'll see what happens with him. I do not see this working out in KPJ's favor. This is ridiculous, y'all. This is truly sad. See anytime a young athlete with the type of potential KPJ got throwing this shit away because he don't know how to keep his hands to himself. Like, that's pathetic. You an NBA hooper, bro. You can pretty much get any woman you want. And anything you shoot at in your DMs with that check mark and them highlights you got on your page, you good. To lower yourself to even just getting involved in this, it's bad business. And it comes down to where Adam Silver, does he really want to flex his muscles? This has not been Adam's DNA just yet. But Adam did release a statement during the NBA governors meeting in which Adam really was talking about the new roster policy, but he was asked about KPJ's status, and Adam said the allegations here are horrific. There's no question about that. But I don't know anything more about the actual facts other than reading those allegations. We have a domestic violence policy that was collectively bargained with the Players Association. Again, when I say bargain, it was not a contentious issue. They certainly feel as strongly as we do about this. And just for anybody out there, the league's policies are pretty much the team can't punish a player, right? The league has to conduct the investigation. Questions will be asked to KPJ and anybody involved in an incident that will talk. And then the league and team will come together after they get more information, the league will be the final say-so in his suspension. He will be suspended. And also, I think the part of this that really is awful for the NBA, y'all know the NBA over the years has kind of like tried to be big bro to the WNBA, and they've tried to throw lobs to the WNBA, which, come on, y'all, if we being honest, the WNBA is a product that's not prospering. I mean, I love WNBA basketball. I watch it, but, oftentimes I feel like I'm on Twitter by myself watching some of these games, tweeting about some of these games. Ain't nobody watching that, which I hate because I have love for some WNBA players, but nobody watches their product, or not a lot of people watch their product. And, the NBA has kind of stepped in and kind of been like big bro to the WNBA over the years. And the fact that this happened with an NBA player and a WNBA player, one that's fairly known, by the way, beautiful woman, by the way. This chick is beautiful. And I don't like saying that because like I saw some people on Twitter tweeting like, you did this to her, because that implies like if the chick wasn't as beautiful, it would be okay to assault her. So I don't want to make it seem like that, but she's a beautiful woman. And I think this looks really bad on the NBA if they don't come down the harshest. But again, Adam Silver's DNA has always been, he's not the commissioner that comes down the harshest. He's a player's commissioner. We shall see what happens to KPJ in the future.